it is a fair question, the one that we were talking about with the crossover, with regard to whether or not you can win in the NBA without really knowing who your two is. The Warriors have a 3-man rotation with regard to who Steph Curry's two is. Sometimes it's Klay, sometimes it's Wiggs, sometimes it's Kuminga. Kuminga's in the little mini slump too. Although, is that affected by minutes and chances? It does feel like for a little while they were almost trying to feature him offensively. Now it feels like that's gone away. And it's much more Brandon Pajemski and Draymond Green running around at the top of the circle trying to get Steph Curry space. That kind of feels like that's their offense now. And Kuminga's able to try to grab what's his. And Wiggins has gotten more aggressive. So he's got the ability to kind of break down defenders and do what he does. He's getting, it feels like, more shots than Jonathan the last few games. I can look that up to see if that's actually true.
Yeah, not last night, but yeah, in general.
What did it end up last night?
He had 8 shots. Wiggins did. Kuminga had 9.
Okay. So, same neighborhood.
Yeah, same ballpark.
Yeah, okay.
I do think you're right about them trying to get Steph unlocked again. He's had a couple of weeks where Steph has been a little bit off, and I think that you go as far as Steph can carry you. So job number 1 is to get him back to where he was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know how in sports, whenever there's like a plethora of things, it's almost like what the Giants were trying to sell for a long time. They're like, you know what? We don't have a shortstop. We've got 5.
Right.
And you're like, and the manager somewhere along the line is forced to go, good problem to have. How many times has Steve said that to us this year?
Many.
I think at a point it actually just becomes a problem. It's not a good problem to have.
And we're going to get to that problem tomorrow when Chris Paul comes back. So now you've got 12 healthy bodies for 10 spots.
Right, but we're talking about maybe a little bit of 2 different things. Yes, you're right, and that's a good problem to have.
Right.
But when you've got 3 guys capable of being your number 2 scorer, but you don't really know at the start of the game which one is which, is that a good problem to have? Or is that just a problem?
It's just a problem. And the problem is the guy who you really need to be your number 2 doesn't want to be your number 2. And I'm not talking about Klay Thompson. I'm talking about Andrew Wiggins. Because when you won a championship, Andrew Wiggins was an eyelash away from being the finals MVP. He was so good. He was talked about as finals MVP. And then Steph did some otherworldly things, and Steph won the award, and you won the championship. But Andrew Wiggins was that dude. He was your number 2. Two-way Wiggs. Scoring, rebounding, defending. He was that guy. And now, as we sit here, late February, he is not consistently that guy. He's actually rarely that guy. And when he plays like that, then Klay can go out and get you 17 or 18, and Kuminga can give you 13 or 14, and Pods can get you 10, and Draymond can get you a triple single, and all the rest of it falls in place if Andrew Wiggins plays like he can. But that, to me, Mark, is the most maddening part of this whole conversation is if Andrew Wiggins would just play hard and play well. And
I think he's playing hard. Do you think that Wiggins lately does not look like he's playing hard?
He's playing hard.
I think he's playing hard.
He's playing hard?
Hard.
But he's not playing assertively. He's not playing like a guy. And Steiny used the phrase, love the game. Steiny said he doesn't love the game. And when I watch Wiggins play, I don't see that same fire that burns beneath Draymond Green, for example, or Steph,
who the hell's
or
got
Kuminga,
that?
or Pajemski.
I don't know if I would say that about Kuminga. There have been, I think lately, yes. I think over the last couple of years, that's actually been Kuminga's problem at times. Is you don't know. By the way, I've got them both at 10 shots yesterday, Kuminga and Wiggins. Do I have that wrong? I got both of them 5 for 10, both of them.
Okay.
Kuminga and Wiggins. Yeah. Anyway, but whatever. Yeah, that's not the point. But I was actually looking at the Charlotte box score where he had 8 shots. Yeah, well, nobody had 10 shots. That was a weird. I'm telling you, I know it was just tucked into a little Friday night, and it's Charlotte, so maybe it was an easy one for you to miss and go out. That was a weird one. Yeah, did you go out with your other and just get some tacos or something and miss this one? That was the strangest basketball game I've ever seen in my life. And you were there, yeah. I was there. I was there, like, we're sitting up there kind of thank you. We're looking at each other like, is this this is happening, right? This is the game that we're here, and this is real. Yeah, just a strange feel. What did the leading scorer have? Nobody got to 20. Nobody got to 20 in the entire game.
It was like a JV game.
Yeah. I think Bridges ended up as the leading scorer in the game.
Curry had 15.
15 was the Warriors' leading
Bridges
scorer.
had 19 to lead.
There you go.
No one had 20. The Warriors had 15, 14, 13, 13, 12 around the horn.
It's the strangest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, odd game.
Anyway, point is, I think Andrew looks like he's playing hard last month. I don't argue with you at all that his career has been defined by stretches where he looks like he's cruising. But I think over the last month we've largely seen the Andrew that you're at least rationally hoping to see. I'm not rationally hoping to see the guy that was in the playoffs 2 years ago. I was an outlier. But I think over the last month he looks by far the best version of himself since then. No?
He looks fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a fun word. I get what you're saying.
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew Wiggins, to me, if you really wanted to get the best of Andrew Wiggins, he would be taking more than 10 shots. He took 8 against Charlotte. He took 10 last night.
But how many shots are there?
There's normally about 90 shots.
I mean, you've got Curry on your team. We all want Kuminga to get more run, right?
I would rather have Wiggins shoot 17 times and Kuminga shoot 8 times than the two of them share shots. Yeah, attack the basket, Andrew.
Well, Jonathan, too. Jonathan is the best on the team at getting to the line.
Sure.
He's the best on the team at doing it. So I don't want to take his aggressiveness away.
No, but I want to give some aggressiveness to Andrew, and I don't see that. Yes, he plays hard. I'm not trying to say that he's out there loafing, but he doesn't play with force. He doesn't play with aggressiveness.
I mean,
he's out there playing.
If we use last night as an example, Steph had the most shots, Klay had the second most. That all makes sense. And then Kuminga and Wiggins are tied next. That feels right. That feels right to me.
I'd like to see Andrew get more than 10 shots.
Okay.
And if Andrew is going to play aggressively, if Andrew's going to attack the basket, then he's going to be your second best player. And perhaps then you could be a team that can make some noise.
Your second best player or your second best scorer?
Both.
Those can be two different things.
Yeah, but for him, it's both. Because on defense, he's going to be one of your best defenders, your best perimeter defender, along with GP2. And on offense, if he provides a real second threat in scoring the basketball, then you're going to be a good team.
Yeah, but I could see this team absolutely being Wiggins. Wiggins and Kuminga can kind of toss around this idea night to night of being your second best player, but Klay Thompson's probably your second best scorer. I mean,
yeah.
Honestly, that's probably how it's going to go. He's going to average more points than Wiggins and Kuminga, even off the bench.
Right.
He's still getting 30 minutes.
He took 3 shots after halftime.
Yeah, and still ended up as the leading scorer on the team.
0 for 3 in 16 minutes after halftime.
Yeah. The second half,
to me does not reek of being a second best scorer.
No, but he's going to average the second most on the team. I'm pretty he is right now. He has been all year.
He's going to shoot at the second most.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that leads to the productivity that allows you to win these tight games.
Well, that's the question I have. And I think that if you really look, any organization's got a million questions that they're going through every day. Analytics go deep. I get it. But if the whole organization had one question for the rest of this year and beyond, I think we're touching on it. Who's the two?
Right.
That's the job opening right now. You've got 3 people who have interviewed for it, or you could start interviewing more. You could go outside. You don't have to hire from within. You could go outside in future years. But I do think that whole idea of we're maximizing the remainder of Steph Curry's career, it rides on, can you have a viable 2 who is there every night to give you your 21 points to back up Steph's 28. I want those top 2 players averaging about 50 a night. It's what LeBron and AD do. What does Jamal Murray average next to Jokic? What do they average together? I wonder.
Probably close to 50.
I hope so. That would really help the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, Jamal Murray averages he averages 20 and a half, and Jokic averaged 26. So they average about 47 together.
Okay.
That's what you want. And the Warriors just don't quite have that. You know, Steph's got his 28. Who is going to give you 22 a night? Is it one of those three, or do they need to go find someone else? That is what the Warriors need if they're really going to be viable this year or beyond.
Well, they don't have it, and I don't think that they have a player on the roster who's going to be that next year. Klay is a guy who is declining to where he's now the sixth man. Andrew Wiggins cannot be relied upon to score consistently, and Jonathan Kuminga's not ready. So your three candidates, that's going to be 3 no's from me, dog. So if you really want to find a 2, you're going to have to do something bold in the offseason if you want to get another guy in here who can average 20 a night.
Sure Jonathan's not ready?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.